From News 3 Now, this is breaking news.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Live at 4. Thanks for having us in. We are beginning with breaking news.
The Iowa County Sheriff's Office is confirming the woman who went missing from Dodgeville earlier this week is dead. The Sheriff's Office less than an hour ago confirming the body found a car in Nebraska. It was that of 67-year-old Dorinda Segebrecht.
She was reported missing Monday, and local police started looking into her disappearance on Tuesday. By Wednesday, the 67-year-old's car was located in Nebraska. State Patrol there arrested the driver, a 23-year-old man. Gavin Thompson of Dodgeville is in custody in Nebraska for now. The charges he's facing include first-degree intentional homicide, burglary with a dangerous weapon, hiding a corpse, and operating a car without its owner's consent. But there have been no formal charges against him yet. All of these are pending.
News 3 Now has been covering this story all week. We have all of the information we've received from the Iowa County Sheriff's Office online at channel3000.com. You can receive updates on this story and all breaking news with the free Channel 3000 mobile app.
Well, after yesterday's tornadoes prevented concerts on the square, the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra is gearing up to play today.
And we have Blaze Keller and Jalen Banks live downtown for the event. Guys, how is it out there? Is it getting busy yet?
It is getting busy out here, Sarah. Jalen and I are right in the perfect spot to be smelling all of the nice food. We've been talking about which vendors we're going to go to.
Yeah, we've been trying to narrow down which spots we're going to hit in between, our live hits. But the music's starting to get blasting here. They're setting the Blankets down. I mean, if there was going to be a day to come downtown for concerts on the square,
it'd be
just
today.
with this breeze and whatnot, today would definitely be the day to come down.
It's certainly cooler than even yesterday and our past Wednesdays at Concert on the Square. If we take a look at the graphics, our dew points are in the low 50s, low to mid 50s, and our temperatures are in the 70s. What's also making it feel very nice are those northeasterly winds. I've got a light jacket on. I see folks kind of short shirts, t-shirts is what they call them, jeans, and a few sweatshirts, but it's just a very nice evening overall. When we look at the temperatures across Dane County, we're looking at temperatures in the upper 60s to low 70s, and if we expand that out further, we're still looking at very similar temperatures in those 60s and 70s. So we've said goodbye to the humidity pretty much just for today, which is some good news because we obviously moved the music to now. If we're planning out the rest of our evening, we'll hang out in the upper 60s through the low 70s throughout the entire Concerts on the Square musical endeavor. I know it's Mozart and Mahler playing, and I love some Mozart music, and a perfect evening to come out here, set the blanket down if you haven't already, and just enjoy the music.
Yeah, a little bit later in the show, we're going to have Joe Lannis, CEO of the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra. He'll give us a full breakdown as far as what's on tap for tonight, so we'll see you guys in just a bit.
All right, I'm jealous. I have to admit, a beautiful, beautiful day. Thanks, guys. We'll see you later. And you can track the forecast for yourself on the First Warn Weather app. It has hourly planners, road conditions, and radar. You can download this for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather.
This weekend, flags across Wisconsin will fly at half-staff in honor of Terry and David Pabst. The couple's 25-year-old son, James, shot the couple to death in Middleton earlier this month. Terry was a special educator at Thoreau Elementary in Madison. David served as a member of the Wisconsin State Patrol for more than 38 years. Flags will be at half-staff from sunrise to sunset on Saturday.
This week, Public Health Madison and Dane County put out an alert notifying the community about a spike in drug overdoses.
And yesterday, we spoke with a representative from Safe Communities about harm reduction resources available to you. Today, our Tanisha Shaw spoke with PHMDC about the potential reason for that spike.
A trend across the country is now impacting Dane County.
We issue a spike alert to warn people that maybe using drugs, there's something you need to take extra precautions for.
Within a day, Dane County's EMS responded to 5 overdoses. Dane County's public health supervisor, Julia Olson, says this is more than usual for the county.
This uptick was pretty noticeable for us.
Right now, it's unclear exactly what caused the sudden uptick in overdoses, but laced drugs could be a factor.
There could be fentanyl, there could be blood pressure medication, there could be plastics, there could be a number of things that are in the drug supply that are causing these reactions for people.
Olsen also mentioned that out of the 5 overdoses, quote, several of them thought they were taking a pain pill that was not prescribed to them.
We would also suggest people test their drugs. There's test strips available in vending machines throughout the county, harm reduction vending machines.
Tonight at 5, I will have more on what you can do to stay proactive and possibly help save a life. Reporting in Madison, Tanasia Shaw, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Tanisha. And if you or someone you know is struggling with substance abuse disorder, this is the hotline for Safe Communities. It's right there. It's available 24/7, and coaches are there all day, every day of the week.
Well, happening today, a new age restriction goes into effect at the Goodman Pool. All children ages between 11 and 15 will now need to have an adult with them at the pool. The old rule was that children 10 and younger needed to be with an adult. A representative of Goodman Pool tells News 3 Now the decision was made in part due to bad behavior from kids. The rule will now be in place until further notice.
Well, Maxwell Street Days are back. This year, the sidewalk sale event is marking its 48th year. It all started this morning at 9 o'clock. The stores along the street will offer discounts, outdoor dining will be expanded, and you can expect to hear some music. The event ends Sunday evening at 5.
The city says the event will shut down State Street and the 200 block of North Henry Street starting tomorrow at 7:30 in the morning. Streets will reopen at 6 Sunday night. Some Madison Metro routes will also be affected.
And at the Alliant Energy Center, the Dane County Fair is in the middle of its first day. It runs through Sunday night at 8 o'clock. In addition to music, rides, and fair food, the fair is an opportunity for Wisconsin's young people to show off their skills.
They get the opportunity to show an animal. So if you like animals, they're here. We've got bunnies, we've got chickens, we got turkeys. And then if you want to just look at those projects, people take photography. Those kids are talented. We've got cake decorators that they'll put most bakers to shame. It's just wonderful to see what they can do and their efforts, what they make.
There are also some special themes for every day. Friday is Kids Day, Saturday is Farm Fresh Day, Sunday Family Day. You can find all of the events and get tickets online at DaneCountyFair.com. Parking is free at the Alliant Energy Center.
I can smell the mini donuts from here.
Right.
Well, that's not the only county fair that you and your family can enjoy this weekend.
Josh Sprider takes us to Greene County later on Live at 4.
Plus, after yesterday's tornadoes ripped through southern Wisconsin, Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington shows us what to expect over the weekend.
And we check back in with Jalen and Blaze at Concerts on the Square. Plenty of space there on the lawn, everyone. Their interview with the Chamber Orchestra's CEO is up next.
Well, we are back. Thanks for spending this time with us here on Live at 4.
And we continue our live coverage of Concerts on the Square downtown. A beautiful day for it. Jalen Banks and Blaze Keller are out on the Capitol Square right now. Hey, guys.
Hey there, Sarah and Brady. As we teased just before the break, we are joined by CEO of the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra, Joe Lanish. Joe, thank you for joining us as always.
Yeah, thanks to be here.
Obviously, the weather made it so we're doing the concerts now on Thursday. What does it take to kind of move everything that was maybe ready to go and just move it a day later?
Well, it depends when we have to make the call. Okay. So I give a shout out to News 3 yet again for a great weather call. We were able to move everything late Tuesday night. Okay. So waking up Wednesday, we already knew there was going to be this decision.
Gotcha.
It gets more complex when you get into Wednesday, and then you have to kind of tear things down that you already tore up. So this week was actually pretty clean because we didn't have any infrastructure up on Wednesday.
So we were talking a little bit off camera before we came back on. You know, we're going on 6 years of you being the CEO. You've had to deal with the pandemic, wildfire smoke, you name it. I mean, yesterday, in comparison to what you've dealt with in the past, probably wasn't too big of a lift.
Yeah, I think that's fair when you compare it to COVID and fires. This series has been going on 41 years, and there's this sort of built-in machine of go to the rain date. So we have a really good system in place, and I have a really good team to help us do that. So I wasn't as stressed as I might have been in those early years.
What can folks expect today with the Mozart and Mahler?
Sure. So the featured guest artists tonight are homegrown, our very own. So Brandon LePage is our principal flute player, and the harpist, Johanna Weinholz, is the harp player. So just some really awesome pieces from those two. Mozart 40 is this iconic piece in the classical canon, and then Mahler 5, for those of you that know classical music, Gustav Mahler wrote these incredible symphonies, and they just sort of like expand the mind. I mean, at least it expands my mind. So it's a real classics program, but the musicianship is so high tonight.
So I've been out to a handful of performances here out on the square, and it feels like every single time I get a different taste of something. How do you guys go about choosing when and where you play certain artists, special guests, and what type of style or genre of music you guys go with for that day?
Yeah, well, our music director Andrew Sewell's been doing this 25 years. He lives in this community, so he knows his community, he knows his audience. So we start programming out a year, sometimes more, and the arc of the season, you're going to have your Independence Day night, you're going to have a Pops night or two, you're going to have something completely fresh and new, and then you have the classics program. So Andrew has curated how he does that, and these programs have like 8 to 10 minute pieces, not 35 minutes, because we're outside, it's just a little different. So it's Andrew. I mean, I'm there to support him, but he really has an eye for it.
It sounds like it's almost a soundtrack curated to this community if you're picking out local artists and the sounds that the community wants to hear.
Yeah, that's what's great about we're a regional orchestra. I mean, it really is a local cultural arts institution. So Andrew's able to take his knowledge of the field and what's going around the country, but really make it unique to Madison.
You said your mind kind of gets expanded with classical music. I love classical music. I'm so excited for this evening, and it's perfect. It's a little breezy at times, but it feels great.
Again, we're getting a bit of a breeze right now, cooling off, just a little bit. It was starting to get a little bit hot as the sun came out, but if there is a night to come out and enjoy concerts on the square, tonight is definitely tonight. Well, you can start laying out your blankets now. The music and the performance is actually from 7 to 9, and as Joe had mentioned, Mozart and Mahler is going to be our musical selection tonight. So please come on out, put the blankets down. We've already got some music rolling. So again, Joe, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Back to you guys in the studio for a check of the weather.
All right, thank you. I actually have one question. Can we trade places with you? You want to do the rest of the floor, and Sarah and I will go out there? Okay.
They just smile.
They just smile. They say,
We are out here enjoying it.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, we are appreciating a much more peaceful day today, and Alex is here with a look ahead at the weekend. Alex?
Yes, we've got picture-perfect stuff tonight, picture-perfect stuff on Friday, and then conditions will change as we head towards the weekend. We're going to get that humidity back, and those storm chances will return to southern Wisconsin as part of the 3 things you need to know. Tonight, 54 degrees, can't be beat in July. I was just going to say January. It's not January, it's July. Yesterday was a busy day, still reeling from that. 50s tonight, might want to give that AC a bit of a break. You could continue to give that AC a break as we move on into Friday. Highs in the mid to upper 70s, and low humidity values tonight as we take a look at the Muggy meter. Follow the yellow line here, not the yellow brick road, the yellow line. Comfy tonight, staying comfier for the first part of Friday. Then as you take note here, that line goes up into the very humid range as we go late into Friday night, up into Saturday, and then back down a bit, and then it goes back up again. So we're going to have a period of humid weather later Friday night going on into Saturday, and then back to the comfy stuff Sunday before some bigger changes arrive in our forecast. Here are those thunderstorms arriving in, according to Future Track, not until very late Friday night, perhaps not till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, up towards Juneau and Adams counties, getting down to the Wisconsin River Valley, Lone Rock, Madison, over towards Juneau, right around 6 o'clock Saturday morning. And then by the time we get to 9 o'clock, that line of thunderstorms presses off towards the south and towards the east. And that line will likely zap a lot of the energy. So I don't think we're going to see considerable redevelopment of showers and thunderstorms on Saturday, perhaps a passing shower or storm in the afternoon as a cold front comes through, ushering in a nice Sunday. Highs back to 78, lower humidity. But look at next week. Highs well into the 80s, lows in the lower 70s, coming up at 5. You want to tune in at 5. I'm going to talk more about this pattern that's going to set up across southern Wisconsin and much of the upper Midwest. It's called the Ring of Fire or a ridge, and we're on the north part of that ridge. That means an active weather pattern as we go out into the next 10 days. This just in from the National Weather Service, 4 confirmed tornadoes, and the number will stay at 4 at least as of today, and that's direct from the National Weather Service in Milwaukee. 1 near Hustiford, Beaver Dam, EF0, 1 near Mazomanie, EF0, tornado, and the tornado that sparked the whole event was an EF1 at 95-mile-per-hour winds with that tornado that had touched down near the Dodgeville area. And that lines up right with the tornado warnings that we saw on Wednesday, starting roughly at noon, lasting all the way up till 4 o'clock. Nothing like that tonight. But again, why did this happen? We knew Monday night that we would have the potential for tornadoes, and that's when we started calling for alert day conditions expected on Wednesday. But what added an additional element to Wednesday's ferocity was an area of surface low pressure. We call it a mesoconvective vortex. Added a little extra twist to the atmosphere, especially near the surface, and that caused all of those thunderstorms to have that rotating component. You can find out more about that mesoconvective vortex and my explanation on channel3000.com.
Thank you, Alex. Well, still ahead, Josh Sprider is taking us to the Greene County Fair.
Plus, we continue our Restaurant Week Bucks raffle. We'll ask the question of the day when we're back. Welcome back. It's time to get one final check of your Concerts on the Square forecast for this half hour.
Blaze and Jalen are out there living their best lives downtown. How's it feeling out there, guys?
I mean,
It's great.
yeah.
You can't complain.
To this point, we really are living our best lives. Again,
Yeah.
there's like a slight breeze down here, but
that's almost perfect.
yeah, I'm not really the meteorologist, so I can just tell you how I feel. Blaze is going to take care of the rest of the technicalities.
The breeze is nice. We get some sunshine here and there. Temperatures, we're taking a live look on our Edgewater Skycam, 70 in downtown Madison. We're looking towards Lake Mendota, just off to our left here, 70 degrees, a northeasterly wind at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Folks are continuing to come on out. The spots on the grass available are starting to fill on up. Music is blasting, and we're just in the prime location to get all of the smells from the food trucks. I'm eyeing Umami's hot and steamy buns or Thai in a truck. What about you?
I think I'm gonna go with
Pizza's over there.
Pizza Brutta.
Oh.
Being a Chicago kid,
Yeah.
I gotta go with pizza. So.
It's a great afternoon, folks. Again, if you can come down, tonight is perfect. It's not humid, a light breeze. Bring the blanket, bring a chair to sit on. Enjoy Mozart and Mahler beginning here. What is it, 4:30 at 7, so 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yes, come on down, say hi to us, and enjoy the music.
Yeah, we're located, right on the corner of King. So
Yeah.
by all means, come say hello. We'll say hi and shake some hands and whatnot. So please stop on by.
Yes.
All right, we'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
And now they get to
We'll see
eat
you
from
in a
the
little
food trucks.
Yeah.
Rubbing it in.
I know.
Enjoy. Thanks,
Don't be
guys. We'll talk to you
jealous,
soon.
but it's going to be great.
It is going to be great. Thank you. Well, elsewhere in the 608, the Greene County Fair is officially underway with a whole lot of fun ahead this weekend.
Josh Sprider is in Monroe with a preview.
Day 2 of the Greene County Fair. It is Educator Day here on the fairgrounds. Brian Beck is joining us for Live at 4. Brian, thanks for having us down.
Yep, sure.
So where are we standing right now? What can folks see here?
We're actually standing in what's called the stock pavilion. So it has 3 wings. We're in the pig wing of the stock pavilion, so where all the pigs are. We had 175 head of pigs sign up for the fair. The pig show was actually on Wednesday morning. There is an auction for the kids to sell their animals on Saturday. So there's fur and feather auction first on Saturday morning, where they sell the rabbits and the chickens and ducks and turkeys. Then in the afternoon they sell the steers, the goats, the sheep, and the pigs.
And there was a pig back here that you wanted us to see. This is kind of a big deal.
This is a pig here. This is a Supreme Overall, the Grand Champion pig of the whole fair. So it was the top pig here. So it took first place. They're going to sell the top 5 overall pigs first in the auction. So the buyers will have a chance to buy the 5 best pigs that were here. And then after that, they'll keep going down through till every kid's eligible to sell 2 species or 2 animals in the fair that's here. So this pig will sell first right away in the auction.
So this is a big weekend. What else can folks expect if they want to come down here to the Greene County Fair?
There's UTV, ATV races tonight. Tomorrow night, Friday night, is the Badger State Tractor Pull. Saturday at 2 o'clock is what we call the local pull. So it's basically like a farmer's pull, but it's local people that are pulling. That starts at 2 o'clock on Saturday. And then there is a band tomorrow night. There's a band tonight. There's a band tomorrow night. Friday morning, we do a special needs kids day. So the rides are closed to everybody besides for them for 2 hours in the morning.
Oh, that's awesome.
Or whatever too, so that they can come in and they get in for free and they get the pass or whatever to ride the rides.
Well, very good. Well, Brian, thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate it. If you'd like to learn more about the Greene County Fair, you can go to the story up on channel3000.com. We're getting piggy with it here in Monroe. I'm Josh Sprader. News 3 Now.
Oh, I love it. I didn't see that one coming. Thanks, Josh. Next week is Restaurant Week, too, and News 3 Now is doing a giveaway right here on Live at 4.
We are continuing to ask our question of the day. Today's question is, what do you think is the most exciting trend in Madison's restaurant scene right now? Just go to Madison Magazine Restaurant Week Bucks Summer 2025 giveaway on channel3000.com, and you can submit your response to be entered into a raffle to get a pair of Restaurant Week Bucks. If you win, News 3 Now will email you. What do you think? Most exciting trend?
I took a little time to think about this because I don't do a lot of restaurants, but I recognize a lot more options for non-alcoholic drinks.
Yeah, those are
That's
big.
Really, and they taste good because I've tried that, and I'll take it. How about you?
Not just juice anymore.
Right.
I feel like sandwiches are having a moment.
Ooh.
Like good sandwiches all over, and there are so many different types of options that can fit like whatever you want. So.
And now I'm hungry.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, well, the Wisconsin Elections Commission, in other news, met today on Madison's missing ballots.
Ellie La Liberté shows us what they decided to do about it next on Live at 4.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Live at 4.
Yeah, here's the thing. Concerts on the square had to be canceled yesterday due to the severe weather, but the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra is gearing up to play today. How about that?
It's awesome. News 3 Now's Jalen Banks and meteorologist Blaze Keller are live downtown right now.
They're dancing.
Oh my gosh, really?
Sweet moves, brah.
The music's going. I mean, that's
And what's the forecast like? How's
The
it
sound
feeling
check
down
is
there?
right next to us.
I mean, personally, I'd prefer like a little bit of Justin Bieber, but it's okay.
But the weather's great.
It is. I mean, it's.
What
I
do
don't
you
want to
mean
necessarily
you
call
need?
it chilly, but I
Okay.
mean, it's cool enough to where you've got on
Yeah.
the quarters up.
A nice little light sweatshirt, I think, is all that you need. And when the clouds go away and the breeze dies down, you could take that off and just wear the t-shirt, put it back on. Humidity's low, winds are light and out of the north. The music is pumping. The food trucks around the square are starting to fire up their grills.
Yes, and we're getting a
It's
whiff
tough.
of
It is
everything.
tough out here to not run to each one in between updates.
Yeah, we've
and try all
remained
the food.
professional and just been on standby for you guys call us over. But I promise you, as soon as the floor's over, we're skirting on over to try to.
We're going to
snag
have
a, little bit
a
of
lot of food to try. But if we take a live look at the Edgewater Skycam, this is just off to our left here. 70 degrees in downtown Madison. Winds out of the northeast at 13. The dew points in the mid 50s. It's almost fall-like, almost early fall-like, folks. The grass is starting to the plots on the grass are starting to be numbered.
Yeah.
So come on down here, say hello to myself and Jalen, get a nice spot, enjoy Mozart and Mahler here starting at 7 o'clock. It's going to be a great evening.
Yeah, I mean, as I'm looking around, there's probably more spots open than typically are just because things had to get moved around. So if you're wondering as to whether or not you want to come out here, if there's going to be space, I promise you, there's more than enough.
I was going to say, I don't know if you have to wonder, you should be here and enjoy the music. But
you saw Blaze dancing, so if he's dancing already before the orchestra's up there, imagine what it's going to be like later tonight.
Yes.
So we encourage you to come on out.
Yep, and with that, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you both. Well, one of yesterday's tornadoes in Dodgeville literally hit close to home for our first warned weather team.
Yeah, Blaze, who we just saw, had to cover a tornado that impacted his family. He went back home to check in. Arman Rahman has more.
If you need a visual of just how strong 95-mile-per-hour wind gusts are, take a look at this EF1 tornado in Dodgeville, literally bending this tree in half and also blowing right past the home of one of News 3 Now's own meteorologist family.
Funnel cloud, County Road YZ, so that would be right where we're looking at. So I'm going to text my mom and let her know.
Yep.
That was, kind of my worst fear coming to life. on air.
Mostly, meteorologist Blaze Keller is the first to warn viewers about severe weather coming their way. But this time, he had to give the heads up to his mom in Dodgeville. He says he was sending her texts as the warning got more serious and finally called to make sure she was in the basement. They were safe as the tornado moved over. But then he saw our reporter's coverage of the 30 trees uprooted, twisted, and even sliced on his family's property.
I was seeing the damage for the first time with everybody else watching, which was very surreal. It's just something that I didn't think I would have to do, did not want to ever have to do, and I hope I never have to do it again.
On News 3 Now at 6, I check back in with Blaze's mom about the damage and find out just how close the tornado got. Reporting in Dodgeville, Armand Rahman, News 3 Now.
All right, thank you so much. Now you can track the forecast for yourself on the First Warn Weather app. It has hourly planners, road conditions, and radar. That's critical. You can download this for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather.
Now to continuing coverage of the investigation into Madison's missing ballots.
Our Ellie La Liberté has been following this story for us and breaks down what the action the Wisconsin Election Commission took was today.
Well, Brady, Sarah, the Elections Commission voted 5-1 today to accept a report that the former Madison clerk broke 5 election laws. Now, you'll remember last November, 193 absentee ballots went uncounted in 3 different wards. That caused investigations from both the Elections Commission and the city of Madison. It's also led to former Madison clerk Mary Beth Witzel-Bale to step down. And this 400-page report released last week, commissioners conclude that Witzel-Bale failed to implement procedures to manage the election and absentee ballots. The investigation also concluded that 2 bags of uncounted absentee ballots likely never even made it to poll sites. However, it did not recommend that criminal charges should be brought up, instead saying this investigation is meant to find out what happened and make sure it never happens again.
We had 193 people whose votes weren't counted, and I think we both felt strongly as we went through this that these are mistakes that could have been avoided, and it was more than just simple oversight.
The commission also voted unanimously to give the city until August 7th to respond. They'll then have a week later to vote on whether or not additional steps need to be taken. Madison has already implemented a number of changes to prevent a similar situation in the future. That does include communication and how the clerk's office tracks absentee ballots. The missing 193 votes were not enough to sway the outcome of any race in that November election.
Ellie, thank you. To Wall Street now, the Dow gained 230 points. The NASDAQ is up 154 points. The S&P 500 is up 34.
And in Washington, where legislation to cut international aid and public broadcast funding is headed to the president's desk. Overnight, the Senate approved the cuts, with all Democrats and 2 Republicans opposing them. Over time, people in rural places may notice local PBS and NPR stations being forced off air or fewer shows to broadcast. The revocation of the millions of dollars the Corporation for Public Broadcasting receives could impact about 1,500 local stations.
A new report outlines the health of America's children.
Dr. Zorba Pastor stops by with an analysis later on Live at 4.
Plus, we're hours away from the rescheduled Concerts on the Square event tonight. Stick around for Blaze's concerts forecast next.
Welcome back, everyone. We're back with another check on your forecast from Blaze Keller.
Yeah, he and our resident believer, Jalen Banks, are live at Concerts on the Square. It is shaping up to be a beautiful night out there, guys.
Yes. So I've been out here probably like 6 or 7 times since I've lived in Madison. And up until this point, no, haven't heard any Justin yet, unfortunately. But up until today, I've sweated pretty much every time.
Yep.
So it's a refreshing day to finally be out here and just enjoying being outside.
It's the middle of summer. Yeah. We've got 50s dew points. We got a nice northeasterly wind, sunny conditions, partly sunny conditions at times. It's a wonderful evening to get out here. It almost feels like early fall.
When was the last time you guys have had a forecast like this in July? Because you've worked out here for quite some time now.
It's, we have to have the perfect conditions, and it's been some time that we haven't had that humidity sticking around. And as we head through the rest of this evening, if we want to take a look at the concerts on the square forecast, upper 60s to low 70s through at least 7 o'clock. That's when Mozart and Mahler starts here at the Capitol. And then as the music is beginning to wrap on up right around 9 o'clock, mid 60s, mostly clear conditions. Give the AC a break tonight, folks. Open up the windows, let in some fresh air, because we're headed into the low to mid 50s tonight, and that low humidity sticks around as well. So it is really going to be a really nice night to come out and enjoy the music, a nice close to this work week. It's been a little hectic, to say the least. Friday's tomorrow, also looking to be quiet. End Thursday with music, some nice food, some good company, and then go into Friday in good spirits, you know?
Nice and refreshed.
Yeah.
Closing out the work week. Well, as always, we're out here. We're on the corner of King, so please come out and say hello. But for now, we're going to send it back to you guys in the studio.
Sounds good. Thank you both. Well, still to come on Live at 4, Dr. Zorba Pastor stops by for his weekly visit.
Yeah, he breaks down a brief on the health of America's children compared to other high-income nations. We'll be right back.
Right.
Welcome back, everyone. A brief from the Journal of the American Medical Association shows the health of children in the U.S. is poor compared to kids in other wealthy countries.
The data shows an increase in chronic conditions, among other things. Joining us now to talk about it, Dr. Zorba Pastor. Hello.
Hi, good to be here.
What are the findings of this
Bad
study?
news, bad news. By the way, we're not even better than Costa Rica. I just want to say that.
Wow.
Costa Rica has better numbers. So I'll give you a few things. Mortality rate, in other words, the number of kids that die from the age of, until the age of 18. Okay. So you compare 2007 to 2022. It's increased. It's doubled since that time. We have roughly 30 kids for every 100,000 who die. And in the developed countries, it's 14. In other words, we have twice as many deaths. If you look at what they're caused by on the whole, first of all, firearms. Firearms. How do kids under 18 get firearms? And the answer is the parents aren't locking them up, right? So firearms are a big thing. Drowning, big thing. Children don't know how to drown, and especially African Americans, Asians who don't know about that. Very, very important. Seatbelt issues. Then the next thing, the prevalence of infant mortality. In other words, the number of infants that die. So we have 700 infants die for every 100,000 births. In the UK, it's 150. We have 700, 150.
Why are the numbers so staggering?
Good question. Good question. Next answer. We spend twice as much on healthcare than every other country. Twice as much as Switzerland. That's it.
It's puzzling.
Well, there are lots of reasons. First of all, parents are not educated as to what to do. Lock up the guns. How hard is that? Enroll your kids in a Y program to learn, to learn how to do that. Premature babies are born because mothers smoke cigarettes, drink too much alcohol, don't go and see the doctor. That is a big issue. So a lot of this, the thing is, about half of our increased mortality is treatable without drugs, just by changing lifestyle. Just by doing some good things, not smoking, doing some other stuff. So it's kind of a wake-up call.
Right.
I mean, why do we have such bad numbers? Wisconsin, by the way, is 49 out of 50 in immunization for measles. Where'd that come from? Why are we 49 out of 50?
Since when? Right.
I don't know. It's been for the last, 2 or 3 years.
Right.
So who isn't getting measles shots? It's not as if we have a very big anti-vaccination campaign. We're just not. Parents, doctors, teachers, everyone who's involved with children is not doing it. We have to protect our children. And we're not doing a good job. And no matter what your politics are, left, right, center, green, yellow, purple, we all know that we should protect our children. So we have to look at ways of doing that. And that means paying attention to any child you know and saying, are they immunized? Do they wear their seatbelts? Do they do the wrong stuff? And lock up the guns.
And be careful around water. That's another simple one, frankly.
Right,
and
well, and a number of kids die in water because the people who are actually driving the boat have had too much alcohol on board, and then what happens? That's it. But teaching kids how to swim, wearing life preservers in the water, those are big issues. So.
And we have a few seconds before we wrap up, but what about food? Any tips for?
Well, food. We now have roughly about 1/3 to 40% of our kids are obese. Look, 20 years ago, and it was only 15%. And that's from food, highly processed, ultra-processed foods. If you look at Cheetos as a good example, it has 45 ingredients, and none of them are healthy.
Yeah, it's a lot to think about. Well, thank you for having this conversation. conversation with us.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And let's get a check of our first warn forecast. Here is Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington. Alex?
And I got good stuff to talk about here. A beautiful night tonight, clear conditions, mild temperatures, very refreshing humidity levels. That humidity will be on the return, along with shower and storm chances. So it's a brief period of refreshing weather over the course of the next 24 hours. So get out, enjoy it, go down to Concerts on the Square. If you can't make it to Concerts on the Square, get out and go for a walk, take the dog for a walk. A beautiful evening for that. Lows in the low to mid 50s. Blaze was saying earlier in the newscast, give the AC a break. I second that. And as we look into Friday, highs in the mid to upper 70s. We'll do 78 in Madison, 77 in Lone Rock and in Prairie du Chien, and a beautiful 74 up towards Camp Douglas. Then changes in the forecast as we move further here. Follow the yellow line here. Take note as we go into Saturday, right around 4 o'clock. Very humid conditions returning back to southern Wisconsin. Then we dip back down into the comfy range on Sunday, and then back up we go into the very humid to oppressive range. And that's a hint of things to come as we go out further into the future. First, those storm chances as that humidity returns on Saturday. A little cluster of thunderstorms pressing down to Madison, to Lone Rock, to Watertown around 6 o'clock Saturday morning. Not expecting widespread severe weather with this line. We could have some gusty winds and certainly some heavy rainfall, and that likely will zap a lot of the energy from the atmosphere for redevelopment of showers and thunderstorms. Not looking very widespread as it looks like at this point in time Saturday afternoon. We'll certainly keep an eye on that. So we have the good chances for scattered showers and thunderstorms Friday night going on into Saturday. Then follow the bars here as we go out into next week. Scattered chances Tuesday night, scattered chances Wednesday night. And when you see the 10-day forecast here, you're going to see a very active weather pattern Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday of next week. You're going to want to tune in tonight at 5. Stick around for that newscast. I'm going to talk about some of the ingredients that are going to go in to that active weather pattern with daily shower and thunderstorm chances all the way Monday, clear through the following weekend. And we could certainly see some heavy rain. And at 6, I'll let you know how much heavy rain we could see in parts of Wisconsin and the upper Midwest. Live at 4, we'll be right back. We'll do another check-in downtown with Blaze and Jalen at Concerts on the Square.
Oh, the blankets are down, energy is up. That's a live look at Concerts on the Square.
And there's still plenty of room there, Bill. Tonight's theme is Mozart and Mahler, beautiful classical music. It will feature music from harpist Joanna Weiholtz and flutist Brandon LePage. It starts at 9 and starts at 7, hopefully, and ends at 9. You can set your blankets up now. Plenty of space, as we said.
Yeah, they lucked out that today was so beautiful.
Oh,
Yeah, I'd be running down there right now if I wasn't doing the weather down here. There's plenty of room down there. Gorgeous evening. Temperature is right around 70 degrees, low humidity levels. You can't beat that at all for Concerts on the Square, especially when a few of us have had to really sweat it out the past couple of weeks. So gorgeous night tonight, staying nice on Friday. Storms Friday night going on into Saturday. Join us at 5. I'll talk more about that active pattern and what sets up that active pattern next week. That's coming up at 5.
All right.
Sounds good, Alex.
Thank you, Alex. We'll be right back.
Tomorrow on Live at 4, the Wisconsin Veterans Museum has a new exhibit honoring those who served in World War II. We speak with the director about what you can expect. It's wonderful. Later on News 3 Now at 5, Tanisha Shaw speaks with local groups about what the recent overdose spike in Dane County means. Thanks so much for joining us on Live at 4. We hope to see you right back here tomorrow. And you can always find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000+. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.